cheated on his wife. Quid pro quos. He's been impeached twice. And he smells. He probably doesn't brush his teeth. His wife probably doesn't love him. I hate to say it, but I had to drop you because you can't have a civil conversation. Hello, Andrew. Good evening. What you got for me?
Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
I've got you loud and clear. How
Oh,
you doing?
pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me on this evening. I did want to dive into the prompt, if you don't mind. Republicans don't know much about the border.
True.
Um, so the first thing is that I think you and I can agree probably most people don't know very much about political issues in the United States or in any nation that they're in. Some nations, some people maybe are a little bit more proactive than others. But in this particular nation, basically politics runs on rhetoric and it runs on mass media, and people mostly just kind of regurgitate talking points. Like you can agree that that's true on both sides, right?
To a certain extent.
Well, I mean, like you have these conversations. I'm guessing, every other evening or a few evenings a week at least. Hasn't it been kind of your take that most people who call in are at least fairly uninformed about the political processes of the United States?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, that happens the other direction. Just so you know, of progressive callers call into conservative shows, this type of thing. It's exactly the same thing, just in reverse. People tend to run on emotions, and that's why rhetoric and politics is so important. So when you say Republicans don't know much about the border, I would counter and say neither do progressives. In fact, I would just say most
I'm
people.
progressive.
What's that?
I'm progressive.
Yeah, I know, but you knowing a lot about the border does not mean progressives know a lot about the border in
Well,
general.
that's why I'm here. I'm teaching.
Yeah. So, what is your stance, if I may ask, on what U.S. policy should be on the southern border,
In regards to what?
immigration and
Well,
dealing
yeah,
with
but
illegal immigrants?
specifically, yeah, and that's I can ask you specifically what are you talking about because the border is very complicated. So, are you talking about the influx and dealing with?
Well, I just told you. I'm talking about policy specifically in dealing with illegal immigrants.
Well, illegal are the ones that are convicted. The ones coming into the United States haven't been convicted of a charge.
Well, you can be doing something. This is kind of pedantry, right? Because you can be doing something illegal even if you're not convicted of it.
Well, you can be charged with doing something illegal. It doesn't make it illegal
No,
until
you
the
can be
judge says
doing something illegal even if you're never charged for it. So, for instance, you could break into somebody's house, never be charged, but you did something illegal.
you have to be found guilty in order
No,
for it to
you
be
still would be
yes.
doing something illegal even
In the
if
United
you're
States, Andrew, are we not innocent until proven guilty?
by the court system. That's true, but
That's
philosophically,
what
it's
matters.
not true. No, no, no. It's not what matters because law is only built around this idea that we must find you innocent until proven guilty for it to be fair. That does not mean in reality you have not done something illegal, though.
So you convict somebody based off feelings, but not in the justice system.
I don't. Well, so I'm just. I want to be sure that we're not speaking past each other. Do you agree that if a man goes in the street and unalives another man in a way which is unjustified, he just feels like doing it, that he did something illegal even though he has not actually been prosecuted for it yet? Do you agree that that's true?
Well, you got to look at it. There's a lot of confounding things you have to think about.
What are the confounding
So
things that you have to
until
think
that,
about?
well, it could have been a heat of passion. It could have been
No, no, no. But it's
something.
baked into the hypothetical that he unalived unjustified. So he basically, I can't say the word, but it starts with an M, right?
Well, it's alleged, and I'm a person of rule and law. And
Hmm.
in the United States, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yes,
And if
according
you
to
are
the
found
law.
guilty,
Yes.
then you broke the law.
Yeah, yeah. According to the law, that's true. However, somebody could be committing a crime in front of you, which gives you justification to do things you could not ordinarily do to them, and they have not been prosecuted of anything. They've not been charged with a single crime. They've not been found guilty of anything. However, if somebody's conducting a crime in front of you, how come you then have justification to do things you could not ordinarily do to them if they were not committing a crime, sir?
Because I believe in the Constitution of the United States. I believe that we all have rights, including those that commit or allegedly commit heinous crimes. And we built the adversarial justice system so we can confront the alleged charges, and once we convict them, now we can definitely.
This does not answer
provide
my
punishment.
question. So let me restate
It
the
does,
let
and
me
that's the
restate
answer
let
I'm
me
gonna give you,
restate the
because
question. If somebody breaks
I
into your home,
believe
are you
that
justified in
are
defending
basing it
yourself?
off a feeling about something that you probably don't know exactly what happened.
Okay, if somebody breaks into your home, are you justified then in defending yourself versus if somebody you invite into your home, you're not then justified in,
Well,
using
you're
force?
talking about my curtilage. There's a law that protects me
Right,
from
but
defending my
nobody's
home.
been
It is my
prosecuted.
castle.
Nobody's been found guilty of anything. Nobody's been prosecuted. Nobody's been they haven't even
That
had a
is
single
self-defense,
right.
and I'm not being charged with anything. And if I do get charged with something for defending my home, I go to court,
Well,
and I could be found guilty or not guilty.
sure,
At
that's
that
true. That's
point,
true. But this goes back to your earlier point that you can be doing something illegal, whether or not
Here,
you're
let me
ever
just-
charged. No, you can't evade this. You need to
that's great,
answer it.
Andrew. Hold on a second. I don't need to answer anything.
No,
I'll
you're just
show
going to
you
run
here
away
my-
from it.
No, I'm going to tell you this much.
Okay.
I'm very familiar with court systems and practices.
Mm-hmm.
You are innocent until proven guilty in the United States, and I think a lot of people lose sight of that. Trump was innocent until he was proven guilty, and he was proven guilty by a jury of his peers.
Okay.
Now, somebody in these hypotheticals witnesses somebody doing something, they charge them with a crime, and they have to be seen in court. They can plead, or they can say not guilty, and then go through the process, right?
No, that's
So
not
that's
correct.
the
That's
way
not actually
America is
correct.
built
So let's
It is
let's
correct.
so here I'll demonstrate it for you. Do you agree that if a woman is being attacked sexually in front of me, that I can then do something to the assailant of her, even though he's never been convicted of the crime of the essay which he's conducting? Do you agree that that's
But
true
you're
or not?
You're not convicting them of.
I
said
didn't say
crime. You're
that. I said
defending
he's doing
somebody.
something
You're
illegal.
not understanding.
He's
the
doing something
process here.
illegal, correct?
You're defending somebody else, yes.
And so that person's doing something illegal, correct?
But I'm talking about the court
Just
system.
please answer my question.
Okay, no, Andrew.
You're not
going
gonna
to
answer. You're not gonna answer it.
No, hold on a second. I'm going to answer your fucking question.
Yeah,
so
sure you are.
chill.
Go ahead.
In this scenario, somebody is being assaulted. I can come in and defend somebody else. That person that was assaulting that person heads to court.
Yeah.
They're presumed innocent until proven guilty, regardless if I defended that person. Then it goes to the court process, adversarial contest, and if they're found guilty, then they did, in fact, do what you alleged them to have done.
Yeah, right. But none of that is
Now,
what's in
they are
dispute, though.
guilty in the court
Yeah,
of
but
law.
none of that's what we're disputing here. So
Sorry,
the
Andrew,
dispute is
your
over.
Daddy Trump is found.
Yeah, I didn't
guilty
mention
of
Trump at all. I don't.
34
Yeah, that's
but he's
great.
found
I didn't say
guilty,
anything
so what
about
is your
Trump.
point here?
So
I have not said anything that is false.
yeah, okay, but you did. So in the beginning of this,
You're leading off on
the reason
feelings,
that
and that's it.
the reason that this argument spurned off is because you said an illegal immigrant cannot be doing something illegal until they are convicted, and then when
What
I
are they
pressed
being
you,
charged with?
when I pressed
What are
you,
they being
would
charged
you
with
let me
there,
finish my argument first, please?
It's a dumb argument.
Then
I'm
let me
telling
make
you,
it,
in
and
the
then
very
you can
beginning,
dismantle
somebody
it.
Comes into the United States.
I'm
and
sorry,
uses
you
the law
can't
for
you
example.
can't let me make the argument because you're terrified of the argument. Is that right, sir?
No, go ahead. Go ahead
Okay,
and make your
great.
dumb
So
argument. Go ahead.
anyway, so your argument was somebody cannot be doing something illegal until they're convicted, that thus illegal immigrants are not illegal. However, when I press you on that logically, we determine, wait a second, people can indeed do things illegal all the time, and that you can then create actions against those people even though they've never had due process. The same exact thing happens on the southern border. Same exact thing. You can be committing a crime even though you're not found guilty, and you can be dealt with as a person who is under suspicion of committing a crime. They're most certainly under suspicion of committing a crime, which is illegally breaking and entering into the United States.
Is that it? Okay. So here's what I'll say about that. There are American citizens that cross into the United States entry without inspection between the ports of entry. And we cannot deny an American citizen into the United States, regardless of where they're coming in at. So you're saying that they are illegal when in fact some people are not illegal after we vet them.
Yeah, but even if
So
I
you're
grant
wrong
the
in that.
even if I granted
Hey,
the
I let you
outliers,
finish.
I thought
Andrew,
I thought you were
I let
done.
you
Go ahead.
finish. Yeah, I'm not done yet.
Well, when you have a long pause, I assume you're done.
I'm not done yet. That's
Okay.
just the way I talk.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. Go ahead.
Cool. So in the court system, if we're not going to charge them with anything, how are you going to refer to them as being illegal? Now, when you say illegally present in the United States, you've already convicted them of entry without inspection. Do you know, Andrew, the law that they are breaking at the border?
What's the law they're breaking at the border?
I'm asking you, expert.
I didn't say I was an expert.
Okay. So you're trying to say that they're illegal, but you don't know what makes it illegal to enter into the United States.
Well, I don't know what the penal code is for breaking and entering in Michigan, but I can still tell you when someone's breaking and entering.
Okay. So tell me what.
Hang on. Does it
constitute-
logically follow, sir, that I can determine what is breaking and entering even though I don't know what the penal code for it is? Is that true or false?
That's false.
It's
because
false?
Yeah, because you don't know if they're an American citizen.
I
You
see.
don't
So
know
if somebody
how-
breaks into my home, I got to
Can I
say,
finish?
wait a second, man.
Why
I don't know
is
the
it that
penal
you want
code.
all
I
the
can't,
respect?
because I don't know the penal code, I can't defend myself, sir. I can't, because I don't know the penal code, I can't defend myself. This guy.
I'm here for a civil conversation. Okay?
Yeah, cope, dude.
So I'll tell you this much. In the United States, you're innocent until proven guilty. There are American citizens that come into the United States in between the ports of entry, and we cannot deny them entry. So we have to vet them. We have to determine their citizenship. And at some point or another, they're going to have to see the judge. And the judge determines whether or not they're entry without inspection. It is a misdemeanor crime under 8 U.S.C. 1325. Plain and simple. So just because you sound confident and you try to overspeak, it doesn't mean you have any experience at the border.
Don't need it.
You understand?
Don't have to have it.
So,
It's not necessary, Coper.
all right. I'm here for a civil conversation. And if you can't handle it, then just leave.
He's there to prattle.
Or I'll boot you out.
Yeah, there we go.